Okay, so here's the first video of the course, and this is the first chapter, first section. This video is going to talk about arithmetic sequences. It's going to go over the practice problems that are in our notes. So it's making the assumption that you've already gone through and read through the notes and looked at the examples. So let's jump right into it, okay? An arithmetic sequence, as you should know, is essentially just an ordered list of terms where the difference between consecutive terms is a constant value. Okay, a constant value. We're going to call that constant D for common difference. Okay, so if you look at the sequence below here, 10 minus 5 is 5, 15 minus 5, 15 minus 10, sorry, is 5, 20 minus 15 is 5. D here would be 5. Okay, actually as I've done below here. So let's jump right into a practice problem. This is the formula. I've shown you how to derive this formula actually in the notes on the previous slide, so make sure you take a look at that. We're going to use this formula right here to answer our question involving arithmetic sequences. So, for instance, if you have the following sequence, let's look at part A. Okay, so we're right here. 11, 7, 3, and -1. State whether each sequence is arithmetic. If it is, state the common difference. Find T1, which is the first term, and find the general term, which will be Tn. So first of all, T1 is 11. Okay. Now, if D exists, this would be arithmetic. That means between all these terms, we have a constant difference. So 7 minus 11, that comes out to be -4. Now hopefully that's also equal to 3 minus 7, and it is. It's also equal to -4. You also have to check the last one, -1 minus 3, and of course that's equal to -4. So D is -4. Okay, D equals -4. Okay, so Tn is going to equal the formula, which is T1 plus n minus 1 times D. Now, I apologize for my writing, but when we substitute everything in, T1 will be 11. Maybe we'll switch colors for this. When we substitute everything in, T1 will be 11 plus n minus 1 times D, which is -4. Okay. This will come out to be, so Tn will actually come out to be 11 plus n minus 1 times -4. We can simplify this. When you simplify this, you're going to have -4 will distribute in, okay, to n, and it will also distribute into -1, okay, to give you 11 minus 4n plus 4. When you collect like terms, I'm going to show you below here. When you collect like terms, you're going to get Tn equals -4, and I'll place the variable out front, plus 15. So this is the general term right here. What that means is you can find any term in this sequence. So for instance, if you wanted to find a 100th term in this sequence, you're going to place 100 in for n and calculate. Okay. So that's a very straightforward example where the sequence is given to you. Suppose you have to generate the sequence. So if we take a look at practice problem 1, okay, and that if you look at practice problem 1, let me just get rid of this here. Let's read the question together here. I'm just going to get rid of this C video. This is the video we're trying to see anyways. Okay, the general guideline for the growth and height of a child between the ages of 3 years and 10 years, okay, we're going to need those values, is an average of 5 centimeters per year. Suppose a child was 70 centimeters tall at age 3. So I underlined all the important points. Part A says write the general term that you could use to estimate what the child's height will be at any age between 3 and 10. Okay, so let's look at practice problem A here. This is an interesting question because years is actually the number of terms. So at 3 years, that would actually be T3, that's term 3. And the child is 70 centimeters at T3. We're interested in knowing what Tn is because it says it wants the general term, right? The general term, that's Tn. So if T3 is 70, we're actually also given D. We're also given D. D here is 5 centimeters because each child grows roughly 5 centimeters per year, okay, in height. That's what it's saying. Okay, so from there, you actually need T1. T1 we can deduce logically. If D is 5 and T3 is 70, T1 will be 2 behind that. Okay, 2 times D behind that, so that will actually come out to be 60. Okay, T2 would be 65 and T1 is 60. Therefore, Tn will simply be 60, that's T1, plus n minus 1 times 5. Okay, and that will come out to be 5n plus 55. Okay, there we go. Ooh, what was that? So, for part B, how tall is the child expected to be at age 10? Well, we actually already know what the general term is. So we're looking for the 10th term. So I'm going to substitute 10 in for n. So it's going to be 60 plus, and then we're going to have 10 minus 1 times 5. Okay? That's going to come out to be 9 times 5 plus 60, which will come out to be 105 centimeters. Okay? So, that was practice problem 1. On the next video, so I'll do 2 videos for chapter 1, section 1.1, we'll go over practice problems 2, 3, and practice problems 4. Okay?